Hi guys, welcome back to the first official episode of Running with Scissors.
So excited to start this journey.
Yes, 100%.
Kick it off.
Officially.
Yeah, we thought we'd kick it off with courage over comfort, kind of talking about our personal journeys, what we learned, what we've been through. Yeah, let's start on a very personal.
Yeah,
100%.
Let's start with our struggles.
Let's go. I'm actually an educator by profession, and did that for a year, which I absolutely loved, really enjoyed it, but very quickly realized that was not my forever. That was not what I was going to do for the rest of my life, for multiple reasons, but yeah, just knew I wanted to grow past it, and I was on a greater path. Halfway through my year of teaching, I came across the opportunity of a local brand that I had followed so long. Actually, Danelle introduced me to the brand.
I was ride or die, and I'm still ride or die.
Yeah, and they were selling the business, and someone who's always loved fashion and also loved creating my own pieces and garments, sewing and designing. I just kind of took a leap of faith, and I, with my husband, decided I was going to quit my job at the end of the year and pursue that. There was a bunch of other things we were also pursuing at the time, so that definitely played into it. But yeah, actually looking back, should have probably thought about it more and took a more calculated risk. But I think if I thought about it any longer, I probably would never have taken the risk, because it was quite a big risk. But yeah, since then I left teaching in December and jumped right into owning and running my own company, and it's been good, very, very good. I don't regret it at all. There's definitely difficult things, and times that you kind of think, oh, is this the right decision? But no, it's been so beautiful, and it's just brought so many opportunities over my path. So
It's been like just over a year now of NVW, the new and improved.
Very exciting, and we're still growing every day.
And it's so great, guys. Go check it out.
Thank you. And your journey, tell us more about it.
I was a bit too scared to get a creative degree. I was a bit too scared to also jump into the creative industry without a degree. I am very much the type of person who wants to make sure that I have something to fall back on.
Always a backup plan.
Exactly. Yeah. So I went to university, and then I struggled to get a job in the creative space, or in creative spaces that I wanted to be in. And so I went into like pure corporate, which I loved so much, and I grew so much from that.
You're really good at it as well.
I was okay. I love how she says that. She's never seen me in my job.
She looked really good at it. Okay.
She just saw my outfits.
Yeah.
I really loved it, and I learned so much, and it genuinely like changed the way that I think about life and business and success and so many things. And it also taught me like extreme work ethic, which I'm so grateful for. And yeah, I just worked with some amazing people, which I'm really, really happy that I got that experience and I got that opportunity. But I knew that I was going to take the risk at some point in time throughout my career to chase the creative industry. And so my goal was actually fashion. That's what I always wanted to do. And so I decided to take the risk earlier rather than later. And I left my job without a plan, without any clue what I had no idea. I had no contacts. I had no anything. But I just wanted to also just give myself that time. Yeah. Because obviously like working at like corporate hours, you don't really have time to figure out what's the next step, what am I doing, where to build contacts, you know. I was fully delusional, but I am grateful that I did that, and at least I had like a solid support system. But yeah, and then I worked in the fashion industry for a little bit. I learned a lot. I'm so grateful for that experience also, because that was the dream. That was always what I wanted to do.
You thought you were going to do,
Exactly. Because I worked as a stylist. Like, that was exactly the dream. I was like, I'm going to be a stylist one day. And it was insane, and I learned a lot. But I just realized that it's not what I want to focus on right now.
Yeah.
like definitely later in my life, I'll probably like jump back into fashion. And something that a lot of people don't know is that I used to have a small little fashion brand long ago.
Which was amazing as well.
It was fine.
It was. I think
I was still a baby, so like I didn't really know what I was doing. And then I closed that once I started with my corporate job, because just like time and so on. But yeah, I do have like an extreme love for fashion and styling but then I just decided to take a step back from fashion and pursue my actual love, like pure excitement, which is events. And so started an events company,
which is doing great.
Yes.
Doing great.
So that's basically my journey. So now I have an events company focusing on a lot of different things at the moment as well. But that's, once again, the fact that I still don't know what I want to do with my life is great in that sense, because I'm just chasing like random things right now, and I love every second of it.
Goes.
Exactly. And learning from every single one of those things and building on that experience.
I think both of our journeys were so different, of like leaving and having a plan, you not having a plan. I have a husband who had a very structured job. It was much easier for me just to walk away. Luckily, thankfully, you didn't have that. So we had very different journeys leaving, but a lot of our struggles were the same, or some of us
similar,
And we just realized that some of the things I went through, because I left earlier than she did, we were not the reason each other's left.
Yeah, it was not like a calculated risk. We were like, let's do this together.
No, not at all. But when she went through things, I was like, oh, I went through that a few months ago. Or I'd go through something and she'd be like, oh, just went through that. Or I'm going through that as well. Which, I think we can chat about our biggest struggles.
Yeah, I think it's necessary. I think it's like things that people in general are just scared to talk about their struggles. Absolutely. Especially entrepreneurs, and because you want to look so powerful. Exactly. You want to build your brand image, you want to, like, it's all branding, right? So it's scary to talk about the things that you struggled with, but I think it is something that needs to be
important. I think my biggest struggle was just being lonely. You are so lonely when working for yourself, just because coming from, like, I had a staff room full of grown-ups I could chat to, a classroom full of kids that you can connect with and chat with, and you like overstimulated the entire time, which is amazing and lovely. And then walking away from it, I think it's something I didn't expect. Missing was, or just you notice the gap. There's no one to chat to. I mean, I had seamstresses, but it's just so limiting.
You don't have like that extreme...
just people to relate to you with and chat with.
Exactly.
But I had to work through it, and feeling much better about it a year and a half in. Much better. But
No, even me, like, I really struggled with that as well. But you come from a space where you like work, like you said, you're working with so many people every day, and you spend so much time with them that they become your people, and you're just so used to being at work, seeing them every single day. So going from that to working from home, working alone, it makes such a big difference. 100%. Even for me, like, oh my goodness.
But we had
so sad.
It is
so
quite sad.
I felt like I was missing out.
But it was just something we had to work through, and I just prioritized drinking coffee, having lunch with people close to me, even though it's a very small circle, which is like my husband and like 3 friends. But that's fine. I also gym in the mornings with people so that I can just get some interaction, and just small steps to it, but just to have that and to look forward to it. Even when you left your job, we prioritized seeing each other like once or twice a week, just so we could actually work together, even though we were doing different things. Just seeing each other and having that community really, really helped.
And it sounds so stupid, like, now that we're talking about it, like, I'm kind of like, why does it sound so lame? But at the end of the day, like, it's human nature, like, it's 100%. Normal. If you're used to being around people like all the time, and then you go back to like being by yourself 24/7, it's weird. It's so bizarre. It feels like a little breakup. You know? So no, 100%. I think even for me, like, I just kept prioritizing seeing family, seeing my friends, but just like making time to see those people. Quick little video call here and there, just to feel like you're not going crazy.
Exactly.
You know?
Agreed.
My struggles, I think I was so used to in the corporate space. I was so used to like an extremely fast-paced environment that it was so tough for me when I left that space, because I felt like firstly I didn't have any purpose, and secondly like I should be doing something. Like I should be stressed. Why am I not stressed? And then I'm stressed about not being stressed. And then there's a whole
Agreed, yeah.
Toxic cycle. So like I just felt like I lost my purpose completely. And that was really frustrating.
Especially not having like a business from the start.
Yeah.
I had
just
kind of
like
chasing.
For the first, like month, I was trying to figure out, what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know?
I can imagine that was tough, yeah.
So it was such a weird space to be in, from going from like extreme responsibility to nothing.
Exactly.
Very quickly. Or not nothing, but I had like smaller jobs here and there, but I just felt like they didn't carry the same like weight
Yes.
as my previous job did. So that was a really tough one for me. And I think how I basically like processed that was just getting to a space where I could give myself purpose and like figure out what you want to do, what is the purpose that makes you, or what makes you really happy, and then create purpose with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
That makes absolute sense. And I think the other thing is, when you are moving in from like a very structured job, which both of us did, into something that you need to create, and suddenly you need to create that structure, and it's like up to you, which I mean that's not everyone's journey, depending on what career path or what jump of leap of faith you're taking, but that is definitely difficult, and sometimes are just busier than others. And I remember when I went over to my clothing brand as well, I was like, I'm just going to jump and it's going to go at the same speed it was, which it didn't at all, not even nearly, just because suddenly you need to create that structure, suddenly you need to create the processes, and they do take long. They are in the hands of other people sometimes.
100%.
And it's just, it happens, and you have to be very patient with yourself.
Especially if you're building something from nothing. And
Absolutely.
I think like and I'm not saying, because you technically, I'm not saying that MVW wasn't something.
Yeah.
But you had to create the processes from the start again.
Exactly.
Because you had no idea how they used to do it.
And I moved the business from Cape Town to Pretoria, so I couldn't use the same people, I couldn't use the same space. Absolutely, No, I
so
agree
you were building it from nothing.
From nothing,
And it takes time. It takes so much time finding the right vendors, finding the right this, finding it. So all those details, like
it was tough.
Yeah, I think those are the challenges that come up right now. Those are the big ones for me, is like the loneliness and the fast pace and purpose. But there's definitely a bunch of them which will probably come up in different 100% in different episodes. But I think the big thing is that's also why we wanted to create this space,
Absolutely.
Is to just tell people like it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Like when I was going through these things, like it didn't feel okay. And it was actually so interesting. So my mentor, when I told him that I quit my job, he told me, just know that when you leave, you're gonna go through a little bit of like a dip.
What great advice. I would have loved to hear that.
100%. No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But I thought, you know what, like I'm sure it won't be that bad. Like I know myself quite well. I've dealt with a lot. Like I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Did that dip hit me?
Yeah, it definitely does.
It feels lonely. It feels like you're the only person going through it. But just know you're not alone. And it's normal to go through these things.
Absolutely.
I think it's so over romanticized, being an entrepreneur, being you know, that you don't have feelings, you don't have struggles, you just like, you know, which is stupid. We're all just humans.
We're all humans, and it has its own struggles. It's not the easy way out. I think it might look like that sometimes to people, but you work really hard, and you work for yourself, which is the toughest boss you'll ever find, in my opinion, because going away, taking time off, like it's always just on your mind of, no, I should be working, I should be doing things, where
but and once again, that's like the flexibility as well. Amazing. Like that, the flexibility is the beauty of it.
And I think that's literally, for me personally, that's what kept me going. That's why I took the leap of faith. Was my main reason was flexibility. I came to a point where I was like, I was 23 at that stage. I was like, I'm 23 years old and I'm in a job I can be in forever. Like, how boring. And that's just, for me, it was really tough to think like, okay, this is it. You're in the job forever. Yeah. And my husband has a flexible job, and I was like, I want to travel the world. We want to be able to pack up and leave and work away, and if I can do that while chasing a passion, like, that would be a dream. And that's why I took the leap of faith, my main motivation.
Yeah.
And what kept me going in the difficult times, because you have to find something that just keeps you going through those tough times. Flexibility was definitely a big motivation for me.
I think for me, it was just pure delusion.
That's so real. Yeah, pure delusion.
That's like, I want to say like I believe too much myself, but I know I didn't.
No,
I know that I'm actually capable of so much more. Yeah. But definitely when I left without a plan, that was pure delusion, and I'm grateful that I had that like
delusion.
Yeah, 100%. I'm so
it carried
grateful.
You a long way.
It carried me far. Yeah. I mean, I had to be humbled a million times, but that's fine, and that's part of life. So no, I'm very grateful for that. I think like the flexibility is great. I love it so much. I am very much a routine person, so it's still really important to me to like keep a routine. Yeah. But kind of like deciding what my routine looks like compared to if someone else decides what my routine looks like, you know.
I agree. Yeah.
And so that was a big one for me, and that definitely kept me going. But I think just like I don't know how to say this, the freedom. Like the freedom. Absolutely. It gives you so much comfort for some reason. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's so weird, and I don't know if maybe if you haven't gone through it, you don't necessarily understand it, but it's just like the freedom of it all in terms of flexibility, in terms of finances.
And it's definitely not for everyone.
No, it's scary. This freedom is scary.
Okay, that's good.
Because you constantly feel like you're not doing enough, or you know, like there's so many of those things, but it's fun.
Exciting.
It's fun. It's adrenaline.
Yeah. And the other thing I think that really excites us both about the career path we chose is that we can do such cool things. Like the possibilities are endless, and we can start a podcast if we'd like. Like we literally have the world at the tip of our fingers. It's so exciting just to know the things we can like do, and the things we can create in the space, and the people we can work with, and the events we can arrange, the people I can dress. Like it's just so opportunities are incredible.
100%.
When you put in the work and put in the hours.
I remember when I just finished studying, I was chatting to someone and I told them it's so scary to find a job now, or like pick a job, or like chase a specific industry, because I was so scared that if I picked that it would be my whole life, and I wasn't allowed to change it. And
it's actually so funny knowing how your life worked 100%.
Out. And they told me, just calm down.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be fine. You can change it a million times if you wanted to. And I just kept saying no. Like surely not. Like surely you get comfortable in a space, or like. Yeah, you get comfortable, and before you know you're 50 years old and you're still in the same space, and that's fine. Like I wish I was that. I wish I knew exactly what I was doing.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, and just
absolutely.
That's what I like. You pick something and you do that for the rest of your life, and that's really cool. But that's unfortunately just not
what we ended up doing.
Exactly, and like I said, I still don't know what I want to do, and I think that there's so much beauty in that. That like it's going to keep changing, it's going to keep evolving. New opportunities will come up. So I'm really happy in this space where I'm in, but
just finding a way,
one step at a time.
So if I had to ask you one question now, it would be, what piece of advice do you wish you heard? Like if you could go back and give yourself one piece of advice, what would it be?
I think it would probably be to just back myself, like believe in yourself. But like fully.
Yeah, just trust yourself 100%.
Trust yourself. Yeah, exactly. Because the world is kind of gonna try and break you down.
Yeah.
Your friends and family that are not, or like are the traditional type, are gonna question every single thing you do. And like, excuse me, what? You had like a pretty good job. What are you doing?
People,
you know. So firstly, just like back yourself,
100%,
fully just chase it, put everything you are into it,
and you're
just
capable
roll
of
with it.
so much. Like, we are so capable of amazing things, and
just like believe it.
Exactly.
Because you know
that.
it. You just, it's almost like you don't want to admit it. Like, I know I can achieve so many things. I know I'm capable of so many things. I know if I would trust in myself, goodness me.
Great things will come.
Great things, you know. And I'm still like, it's something that I still need to remind myself of,
constantly.
like at least once a week. To just be like, why are you questioning this? Like, just go, just roll with it. Like, you know it's gonna work. You know it's fine. You know it's doing well. So yeah, 100%.
Okay. No, amazing.
And you?
I think it would just literally be take one step at a time, one day at a time. Just keep going. Something I realized, but actually we were discussing it, was that your brain is a way of just remembering the good in your past. Like, it doesn't remind you of the struggles or the difficult times, and a lot of times that kind of makes you want to go back, turn around and be like, no, never mind. Just fall back into what I was doing, whether it's my career or anything actually, but just keep going. Remember why you started, and just hold on to that and chase your dreams, and don't turn around so easily. Just push through.
100%. I think is, even when I left, like thinking of going back to the like when things were getting hard and like, you know, you have those off days, I kept thinking like, should I just go back to the industry? And one day a friend told me like, you need to close that door.
Yes. At least for a time.
At least for a specific time. And like, give yourself like 2 years or whatever it may be, and say, I'm closing this door for 2 years and I'm going to chase whatever I'm doing for 2 years, and I'm going to put everything I am into it. And then after 2 years, I'll reevaluate. Exactly. I'll open the door, I'll look at the options, I'll see, am I happy now? Was I more happy then? Like, you know.
Exactly.
But you have to chase it fully. Otherwise, if you're gonna fail,
and you can't give up too easily, I think.
Exactly. 100%.
Opt out. 100%. I think that really helped both of us actually, just to set up like a certain timeline and stick with it, and just be like, we're gonna give everything. And I think a big part of it as well is like, we don't want to look back at our life and regret not taking a chance. And I'd rather say I gave it my all and I took the leap of faith and it didn't work out, than being like, oh, I wish I did this and I wish I did this, and
100%.
What if we, started a podcast and it actually did well? Like, what if rather than we did, and some things are going to work out, some aren't, and that's okay. Like, I think that's part of life, learning to fail. The worst that could happen is we fail, and we can stand up again and carry on with our lives, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. No, there's so much beauty in that as well, and like peace. Absolutely. Like, we were actually chatting about the podcast and everything, and like what we want from it and what we wanted to grow into. And I told Laurie, it's even if this literally just helps one person, like, I'm happy with that. Even if it literally just gives us purpose, like more purpose on top of what we're doing, I'm happy with that. If no one listens to us, that's okay. Like, it's fine, because I know that this is bringing me joy, and I know that this is teaching me something for my next opportunity, and it's all like step into the right direction. It leads
us into the next thing, into the next
opportunity.
Absolutely,
So I have so much peace and like excitement for it. So
what's to come?
100%.
Yeah. Can you believe?
Goodness me.
It's our first episode.
Yeah. But if you guys feel comfortable, please like tell us, share your struggles, and like, let's create.
We'd love to hear.
Let's start the community in the comments, you know what I mean? And let's like support each other, give each other advice, be there for each other. And also just like, if you've gone through struggles, how did you get out of that?
Yeah.
Let's start a conversation.
Maybe you can relate to what we went through. Yeah.
100%. But thank you so much for joining.
We're so excited for this episode to air, and we're also very excited for the coming episodes.
Yeah, we've got some really exciting things.
We do.
We've got some really exciting things coming. I'm really excited. But yeah, thank you for joining, and we hope you have a lovely week.
Bye.
Bye.